Hello everyone. Very good afternoon to all of you. This is Ashwin Ramani here, research analyst at SBI Securities. I hope I'm audible and I hope you all are able to see my screen. If you all can give me a heads up in the chat box. अगर मेरी आवाज सुनाई दे रही है, स्क्रीन दिखाई दे रहा है तो आप मुझे एक बार चैट बॉक्स में कमेंट करके बता सकते हो. So that I know you all are with me live in the session. And most importantly, welcome you all to the 100th mid-market session today. So Bhuti ji, thank you. Good afternoon to you as well. Sudhakar ji, good afternoon to you. We are proud to participate in such webinars. Thank you for all the support. I think you've been one of the few participants who have almost at least would have attended 95% or more of the webinars. Hadi ji, good afternoon. Century done. Yes. Sridhar ji, hi. Kasturi ma'am, good afternoon, sir. Congratulations on the 100th milestone. We greatly appreciate your work and look forward to many more such enriching sessions. Thank you so much, Kasturi ma'am. It means a lot. Balrama ji, good afternoon. Great. So we just wait for a minute and then we should be good to go with the session. Nikhil ji, cheers, congratulations. Thank you, Nikhil ji. So I guess let us start off with the bed market session today. So talking about an update on the global markets first. So अगर हम US markets की बात करें, so Dow Jones closed around 0.17% higher. S&P 500 closed around 0.06% higher, and Nasdaq closed around 0.39% higher. So we had all the US markets, closing in the green yesterday. If we look at Dow futures, so Dow futures is up 0.18%. So we can expect a slight to positive, flat to positive start to the US markets today as well. If you look at the Europe markets, Germany is up 1.28%. So it's the best performing European index. London is mildly down. It's down 0.2%. France is up 0.33%, while the Euro Stoxx index is flat again, 0.14% higher. If we look at the Asian markets, so Nikkei is up around 1.85%, followed by Kospi. Kospi is up nearly 2.70%. So it's the best performing Asian index today. If you look at Hang Seng, so Hang Seng, there is some profit booking in the Hang Seng index, which is down 0.7%. If you look at Shanghai, Shanghai is up 0.5%, but our markets, post the strong rally on Wednesday. Our markets are kind of dull, relatively dull compared to what we saw on Wednesday. Both Nifty and Sensex is Nifty is down 0.12%, while Sensex is down 0.05%. So we've started with the October series on Wednesday, and if we look at the year-to-date returns, so from the start of January until today, so Kospi has been the best performing global index. So Kospi is up nearly 48%, followed by Hang Seng, which is up around 38%. If you look at Shanghai, so Shanghai is almost 19% higher, whereas our markets are languishing at the bottom. Nifty is just up around 4%. So if we see a lot of flows have gone into the other Asian markets, Kospi, Hang Seng and Shanghai, whereas Nifty has relatively been flat since the start of the year, wherein we are just up around 4%. If you look at Dow Jones is up around 10%, and even Nasdaq is up 19%. So even the US markets have done relatively well this year. Even if you look at the European markets also have had a relatively good year. So Euro Stoxx index is up around 16%, whereas S&P is up around S&P 500 is up around 15%. So if you see almost all the other Asian markets, barring our markets, even the US markets and the European markets have done well in 2025. But our markets have kind of, relatively underperformed if we look at the other global peers. If we look at the macro indicators, so if you look at the dollar index, so dollar index is at 97.89. So it's been flat since the last 3 trading sessions. So on the downside again, ये जो 96 का level है वो एक strong support level होगा dollar index के लिए. And on the upside, 99 to 100 is where the resistance is. So as long as dollar index is trading below this zone, the trend is likely to remain sideways to negative. So any move above 100 can lead to some pressure coming in our markets. But if the dollar index, goes down, if it moves towards the 97, 96 mark, chances are that our markets can be in a good spot. If we look at the US government bonds 10-year yields, again, there is some profit booking over the last 2 sessions. The yields have kind of dropped to around 4%, 4.09% is where the yields are. So post Federal Reserve cutting down the interest rates, the yields have kind of moved down. See, on the downside, 4% is where the immediate support is. So as long as it stays below the 4.2% mark, there is no signs to worry. Also, the fact that the yields are down and the US equities are doing well. If you look at India VIX, so India VIX again, it took support resistance from its 50-day EMA, and we could see India VIX moving down again. So again, volatility has cooled off post some rise on the 26th of September, but I think since then we saw, I think, India VIX moving from 11.68 to 10.04 currently. So 10.26 is where India VIX is. So around India VIX is also down around 0.17% now. But one major thing to worry about, that is something that we've been discussing since quite some time, is dollar by rupee. So dollar by rupee is flat. If you see from the 24th of September, there is no movement in dollar by rupee here. But I feel any breakout above 88.9 to 89 can lead to some more pressure coming in our markets. And as long as dollar stays elevated, chances are that the FIIs might not come back to our market soon. So for FIIs to come back, we need dollar to depreciate. At least it should move towards 87.7. That is where the next support is placed. But any move above 89 is going to put more pressure on our markets. One interesting development is, so crude oil, has been on a fall since last 4-5 sessions. It has also broken its major support of $64 a barrel. Usually falling crude oil prices is a good sign for us. It benefits us because we are an oil importing country. And any move below 64 can lead to oil prices moving towards $62 a barrel. So on that front, it's relatively good for our markets. And the resistance for crude oil is around $69 to $70 a barrel. If we look at silver, so silver again has been consolidating the higher levels around $47.7 to $46.05 an ounce is where the silver is. So any breakout above 47.6 to 47.7 is likely to lead to continuation of uptrend in silver as well. So silver relatively has been outperforming gold. And even if we look at gold at the current juncture, so gold is at $3,859 an ounce. So strong outperformance in gold as well. So any move above $3,900 an ounce can lead to even gold prices moving higher. So both gold and silver are relatively doing well. If you look at the FII positioning, so FIIs have continued their selling spree in the cash market. So on Wednesday, they sold around 1,605 crores in the cash market. And if we see from the last 8 trading sessions, they have sold nearly 26,333 crores. That's a huge amount of selling that we have witnessed by the FIIs in the cash market. We even saw long short ratio dropping to an all-time low of 5.98%. We have never seen long short ratio going to 5.98% since this long short ratio. Since we started tracking the long short ratio, we've never gone to 5.98%. This is the lowest. The previous low was 7.43% somewhere around March 2023. And somewhere last month, we hit a low of 7.45%. But 5.98% is the lowest. That indicates that roughly around 6%. So only 6% long positions in index futures and 94% short positions by the FIIs in index futures. So that is, one of the signs due to which, we saw in the first start of the session where our markets have relatively underperformed. So a lot of FIIs flows have gone out of India and has gone to other emerging, the other Asian markets. And also some flows have gone to Europe and the US markets as well. So our markets have done well because it has been supported by good amount of retail participation, plus good amount of support by the DIIs as well. But lack of participation by the FIIs have relatively kept the movement subdued since the start of the year. And like I said, as long as we don't see dollar going down, moving towards 87, 85, I think 89 is a very high level for dollar. So as long as dollar doesn't appreciate, less chances for FIIs to come back. I think if this remains the same, chances are that December end तक हम शायद ऐसे ही choppiness हमें देखने को मिले markets में. So long short ratio has marginally improved to 6.8%, but again, a lot needs to be improved going forward. Unless and until FIIs don't cover shorts, we are not going to see that momentum in our markets. And do note that markets have just recovered a bit. If we look at Nifty, अगर हम Nifty का daily chart देखें यहाँ पे, so we had almost 8 days of consecutive fall, and almost Nifty took support from its 78.6% Fibonacci retracement level of this prior up move from the low of 24,405 to the high of 25,449. And we could see Nifty forming a strong base around 24,600. So 24,600 एक strong base बनाते हुए नजर आया Nifty. And we saw this huge big green candle on Wednesday where Nifty was up nearly 0.9%. And today again, it has not gone above the Wednesday's high, which is around 24,867. So relatively, it's a small body candle formation today. So seems like right now Nifty is near its 100-day EMA of 24,750, 24,800 zone. So that is the 100-day EMA level for Nifty here. So we'll have to wait and see if Nifty manages to close above the 100-day EMA as we close this week's session. If we look at the 5 minutes chart for Nifty on an intraday basis, Nifty again, we had a I think Nifty swung a lot in the first 5 minutes of the day, but relatively the movement has been sideways. So I feel on the downside, the 24,750, 24,770, that is likely to act as a strong support. Doesn't look like Nifty is going to break the day's low, which is at around 24,750. So 24,750 एक strong support होगा Nifty के लिए आज के session की अगर मैं बात करूं. On the upside, if Nifty has to move up higher, I think we need a strong close about 24,830, 24,850 levels. Because we saw around 24,830 is where Nifty took resistance. Then it tried to move past that zone. But again, around 24,850, it faced one more resistance here. So 24,830, 24,850 एक strong resistance होगा Nifty के लिए intraday basis पर. Any move about 24,850 can lead to Nifty moving higher towards 24,900. On the downside, 24,750 एक strong support है. Any break below 24,750 can lead to some profit booking coming in the second half. So these are the key levels to track. I think on weekly note, it's very important that we close above the 100-day EMA आज के session में, which is somewhere around 24,750. So any close about 24,750 is likely to be positive for our markets. If we look at Sensex, अगर हम Sensex की daily chart देखें, so Sensex again, जैसे हमने देखा कि Nifty 100-day EMA के ऊपर है, वैसे Sensex it found a strong support around its 200-day EMA. So the green line that you see here is the 200-day EMA line. So that is around 8,200, 8,300 is where the 200-day EMA for Sensex is placed. So 200-day EMA की बात करें, so Sensex managed to hold on above its 200-day EMA. So ये जो 8,200, 8,300 का जो zone है, वो एक strong support होगा Sensex के लिए. And Sensex, just like Nifty, we had a strong green candle where Sensex was up nearly 0.9%. And the intraday movement has relatively been flat. So if you look at the 5 minutes chart, majorly if you see the first half has been sideways for Sensex. So like I said, this level of, like we just saw this 200-day EMA level for Sensex. It's around 8,200, 8,300. That is likely to be a strong support for Sensex. And on an intraday basis, any move above 81,050, 81,100, that is likely to be positive, because we saw a couple of times Sensex failed to move past the 81,050 level. But any move above 81,050, 81,100 can lead to Sensex moving up higher towards 81 to 81,300, 81,500 levels on the upside. So again, looks like Sensex might not break the day's low. I think the 200-day EMA is very important for Sensex. As long as Sensex is able to hold on to that 200-day EMA, the trend is likely to be positive. So थोड़ा सा ये जो last week हमने जो डाउन ट्रेंड देखा था towards the last half of September, looks like the market is kind of taking a breather, and there is some respite. I'm not saying there is a strong rebound that we are seeing. आज एक strong follow through buying हमें नहीं देखने को मिला है. Post Wednesday session आज एक expectation था कि हम एक थोड़ा और एक अच्छा follow through buying देखने को मिले. But relatively today's movement has been flat here. If we look at Bank Nifty की बात करें, so daily chart में Bank Nifty surprisingly has been relatively outperforming Nifty. That is largely got to do with the fact that private banks have joined the party. So हम काफी टाइम से देख रहे थे कि all the PSU names were doing well, like your Bank of Baroda, Canara Bank, Bank India, Indian Bank, Punjab National Bank. All these PSU banks were relatively outperforming Nifty. But if you see from the last 3-4 sessions, even private banks have started doing well, especially post the RBI's announcement. Though they kept the interest rates unchanged, but I think they have eased out some lending norms. So now I think they can lend loans against shares as well. So all the private banks with a good capital base can likely do well going forward. Though HDFC Bank and ICICI Bank are relatively quiet today, both are down in the range of 0.2%. We have seen some strong, movement in Kotak Bank and Axis Bank. So Axis Bank has been one of the best performing private banks of late. It was even outperforming when the other private banks were, not doing well. So Axis is up around 1%, Kotak is up around 1.6%. So that both these banks are, providing support to the Bank Nifty. And also all your PSU names have again started to do well. So if you see Bank of Baroda has given a fresh breakout, Canara Bank has started moving higher. So Bank Nifty found support of PSU banks. Now even private banks have been doing well. So if HDFC and ICICI Bank both start to fire, then chances are that Bank Nifty can lead the next leg of rally in Nifty as well. So if we talk about Bank Nifty, so Bank Nifty took support from the 61.8% retracement zone. So that was somewhere around 55,300, 55,400 of this prior up move, and it formed a strong base. And if you see Nifty and Sensex Wednesday का high को cross नहीं कर पाए थे, but Bank Nifty Wednesday का high को cross करके एक strong follow through buying भी मिला है. So which says that Bank Nifty has been relatively outperforming Nifty here. So chances are that Bank Nifty can outperform, and it can move higher towards 55,800 levels on the upside. And if we see the immediate level to watch out on the downside, that would be somewhere around 55,200, 55,300, because there were a couple of times where Bank Nifty took support around this zone. So it doesn't look like Bank Nifty is going to go down below this level. So 55,200 is a very strong support for Bank Nifty. And any follow through move can, so we can expect another, so right now is at 55,555, another 250, 300 points upside in Bank Nifty going forward. So if we look at the heat map, so we just discussed private banks are, they're supporting Bank Nifty as well, along with the PSU names. IT is quiet, so IT, no respite in IT. So post all that, Visa news that we had, the underperformance. So we'll have the result season kicking in, I think from the second week of October. So we'll have to wait and see how the Q2 results pan out, because that is going to have a strong influence on our markets. All these GST rate cuts and all, I think that we will start seeing from Q3. I don't see much impact that we might see on in Q2. But again, the result seasons is what is going to drive the sentiment in the month of October. So IT has been quite here. If we look at oil and gas, so we saw ONGC and all moving up, but I think oil and gas is also relatively seeing some profit booking today. Even auto names are quite. So we had the auto numbers coming in yesterday. Uh, so I think Tata Motors is up today because they have, I think I read they beat I think Mahindra and Mahindra and Hyundai, and I think they got the second spot in the PV segment, if I'm not wrong. I think that is what is weighing on Tata Motors sentiment. So even auto stocks are kind of down today. FMCG has been underperforming since quite some time, and if you look at metal names, metal index, if you see, it has hit an all-time high. So metal has been outperforming since quite some time now. So Hindalco, JSW Steel, Jindal Steel, National Aluminium, SAIL, JSW Steel, all these metal counters have been doing well. Pharma, again, it's down. I think post that 100% news on branded, pharma products again. So no respite, no outperformance in the pharma sector. Uh, Barring that, Bharti Airtel is mildly poor. I think that is only one of the top five heavyweights that is relatively doing well. That is up around 0.6%. There is some traction that is building up in the defense space as well. If you see, look at stocks like BL, GRSE, data patterns. There are some defense counters, that are doing well. I think barring that, so metal sector, PSU banks, private banks, financial services, these are the sectors that are doing well. IT, realty, media, India tourism, capital markets, and these are the sectors that are still underperforming. Now, if we talk about the key sectors and the stocks to watch out, so the first sector that I want to talk about is the defense space. So अगर हम डिफेंस बाय निफ्टी का रेशियो चार्ट देखें, so it has held on to all its 20 and 50-day EMA, and right now the ratio line is not the ratio line, it's the ratio candle is above all the key moving averages. The RSI is in a rising mode and DI plus has crossed over DI minus as well, and we are seeing some traction picking up in the defense space. So chances are that defense stocks can likely outperform going forward. A couple of names from the defense space. One is data patterns. So agar hum data patterns dekhe, it came till its 200-day EMA, found a strong support at its 200-day EMA here, and we could see a sharp candle today. It's up around 6%. There is an uptick in the volumes as well. The RSI is inching towards the 60 mark. The ADX is also in a rising mode with DI plus crossing over DI minus, and the MACD is moving. It's almost on the verge of crossing the signal line as well. So the indicators are positive. The price is also above its key moving averages. So I think 2600, 2630 is likely to act as a strong support for data patterns. And I think it can test its previous high of 2930, 2940 levels. Apart from that, one other stock from the defense space that is doing well is BEL. अगर हम BL को देखें तो BL held on to its 20-day EMA. आप 3 दिन around 20-day EMA hold करके we can see that the price is slightly moving up on the higher side. So chances are that even BL can continue its outperformance. RSI has moved above 60. Again, if we look at the ADX, ADX is kind of flat, but we can see that the DI lines are widening, and I think it can go till 416. That is where the previous high is, and if it manages to take out 416, I think it can move towards 425, 430 levels, with around 395, 390 acting as a strong support for BL. So keep an eye on the defense space. So defense is one sector that can probably do well. The other sector that I want to talk about is metal. I think if you remember metal, we've been tracking metal since the start of September. This is, if you remember, we also discussed about this ascending triangle breakout, and since then metal stocks have done well. I think one important announcement that has come in the metal sector is, so European Union is planning to impose the 50% tariffs on all steel imports. And the fact that, and it is good for Indian steel companies because we don't majorly export steel to the Europe markets. So we have roughly, if you look at Tata Steel and the other big names, they have around 7 to 8% exposure to the European countries. So that is also weighing heavily on the steel sector sentiments today. I think once a couple of stocks from the metal sector is Hindalco. So Hindalco has given a fresh breakout. So it was consolidating in a range, but we could see that it held on to its 20-day EMA. The RSI has moved up steadily, and MACD has given a crossover. So MACD is above the signal line as well as the zero line, which is hinting towards bullish bias. So I think even Hindalco can move up higher with around 750, 755, acting as a strong support for Hindalco. The other stock from the metal space is JSW Steel. अगर हम JSW Steel की बात करें, so even JSW Steel has been in a steady uptrend. You can see that ADX is kind of peaking out higher. It's around, I think, 43, 30, 49, 39, 40 levels is where ADX is currently. It is moving up. The price is also trading above all its key moving averages. And we hit a fresh high in JSW Steel today. So looks like even JSW Steel is likely to continue its outperformance with around 1,120, 1,125 acting as a strong support for JSW Steel. So apart from defense, keep an eye on the metal space as well, because these are the sectors that are actually doing well when the broader markets are underperforming. Apart from that, so private banks, so ratio chart of private banks by Nifty has given a fresh breakout. So we could see that it was trading below all its key moving averages, and I think in just 1 week, in just a matter of week, we could see that the ratio line is sharply moving up. So that is indicating that private banks are also outperforming the Nifty index, and now it trades above all its key moving averages. The DI plus has given a crossover about DI minus, which is a positive sign. RSI moving above 60 is a positive sign. Both the signal line and MACD line moving above the zero line is again it's positive for private banks. A couple of names from the private banks. One is Kotak Bank. अगर हम Kotak Bank देखें, so Kotak Bank, chances are that it can fill the gap that it created here. If you remember, हमारा जो gap session हुआ था, हमने discuss किया था multi-day gap fill setup. So we had this gap on the 28th of July, and it has taken quite some time now. I feel right now almost it has filled half of the gap here. So Kotak Bank can move towards 2,115, 2,120 level. So we'll have to wait and see whether it takes resistance here and then moves down again, or whether it fills the gap and moves up higher. So that is something that we'll have to see in Kotak Bank. But I think Kotak Bank has broken out of this zone here. I think since the start of August, Kotak was unable to move past the 2050, 2060 zone. And I think we have gotten a fresh breakout, and chances are that even Kotak Bank can move higher with around 2050, 2055 acting as a strong support for the stock. The other stock from the private banking space is CUB, something that you can keep a track on. So CUB, it is trading above all its key moving averages, but अगर आप देखोगे काफी narrow range में चल रहा है यहाँ पे. So it might be on the verge of a breakout here. So any move about 214, 215 can lead to CUB moving higher towards, I think the first resistance is around 220, followed by 225 and then 230. But keep an eye on that. Any breakout about 215 can lead to CUB moving higher with around 205 acting as a strong support for the stock. RSI is inching towards 60, whereas ADX is on a rising mode. So it is a sign that the bullish strength is kind of picking up on the higher side. So keep an eye on private banks, so Kotak Bank and CUB Bank. And the last sector that I want to discuss today is PSUs. So we have been tracking PSUs since quite some time now. So private banks, PSU banks, I think both are doing well. That is collectively why even Bank Nifty is outperforming both Nifty and Sensex. So if we look at PSU banks, so a couple of names from the PSU banks is Indian Bank. Indian Bank, agar aapko yaad hai, when all the PSU banks were underperforming, Indian Bank was one stock that was relatively doing well. So Indian Bank again has it's moving higher here. So there is a good follow through buying that we are seeing in the stock. The volumes have kind of picked up. You can see that ADX has sharply moved up, so which is indicating that the ongoing trend is strong. So Indian Bank is likely to continue its outperformance with around 715, 720, likely to act as a strong support for Indian Bank. And the last stock that I want to discuss today is Bank of Baroda. So Bank of Baroda हमने discuss किया था कि it's near its resistance, because हम पिछले दो बार देखे तो around 255, 258 के आसपास दो बार रेजिस्टेंस लेते हुए नजर आया था. फिर से ऐसे लग रहा था 24 सितंबर को ये फिर से लेवल पार ना करे. But it gave a downward sloping trend line breakout. It gave a retest और retest के बाद फिर से now it has given a fresh breakout. So with the PSU banks outperforming, with a fresh breakout in Bank of Baroda, with RSI above 60, price trading above all the key moving averages, ADX moving higher, MACD line above the signal line and the zero line. So the both the indicators and price action is supportive of Bank of Baroda, and chances are that Bank of Baroda can likely do well in the short term. So defense, metal, PSU banks, private banks, these are the sectors that you can focus on. So that's a wrap of today's mid-market session. I hope it was informative, and let us start off with the question and answer sessions. If you have any queries, any doubts, do let me know in the chat box, and I'll be happy to take your questions and answer them. So कुछ queries है, कुछ doubts है, आप मुझे एक बार chat box में बता सकते हो. And let us start off with our 15 minutes Q&A session that we do. MGEL कौन सा stock है? अच्छा, मंगलम ग्लोबल एंटरप्राइज. सो आई वुड से अवॉइड. पेनी स्टॉक है मोहित जी. भले ही ये स्टॉक का ट्रेंड थोड़ा अच्छा दिख रहा है, बट अवॉइड MGLC. आई एम नॉट अ बिग फैन ऑफ पेनी स्टॉक्स और स्टॉक्स दैट ट्रेड्स बिलो 50 रुपीज, बिकॉज ऐसे स्टॉक्स में काफी अनसर्टेनिटी रहता है. बट अगर आप if you are already holding a position, then I would say keep an stop loss of around 15.5 to 15.7. Paytm, if I look at Paytm, it's good. I think it's very important for Paytm to hold above 1,110, 1,115, because this is where the previous resistance is, and now this previous resistance is acting as a support for the stock. But I feel wait till the price goes above its 20-day EMA. 20-day EMA is around 1175. So any breakout above 1175 is likely to be positive, with around 1,010, 1,015. 1,110, 1,115 acting as a strong support for Paytm. Shravanji is asking Orissa Minerals Development, right? So Orissa Minerals, again, there is a fresh, the strong breakout today. I think the price is already up 17%. So I think to enter at this level, especially when the stock is already up 17%, ये सिर्फ एक small pullback है मुझे लग रहा है, because overall trend देखेंगे Orissa Minerals का तो डाउन ट्रेंड में ही है. सो हो सकता है हमें थोड़ा सा एक थ्रोबैक मिले और फिर से प्राइस ऊपर जाए. सो विल हैव टू वेट एंड वॉच. इसको आप रेडार पे रखना. बट एक स्ट्रॉन्ग बेस तो बना है, आई थिंक 4,600 के आसपास, बट इट वुडंट बी प्रूडेंट इनफ टू एंटर एट द करंट लेवल्स हियर, स्पेशली व्हेन द स्टॉक इज ऑलरेडी अप 17%. कामिनी मैम इज आस्किंग फॉर मारुति. सी मारुति ओवरऑल अभी भी आउट परफॉर्म कर रहा है, बट थोड़ा सा प्रॉफिट बुकिंग चल रहा है ऑटो काउंटर्स में. So if you look at Maruti again, so this is a key level. 15,600 is a strong support for the stock. That is where the 20-day EMA is placed. So फिलहाल के लिए avoid any fresh entry in auto. थोड़ा सा भी वो correction mode में हो. Correction mode के बाद जब एक next फिर से एक reversal आएगा, that is the time when we can look at Maruti again. But if you're already holding Maruti, then you can hold with an SL of 15,600. That is where the 20-day EMA is placed. Champa ji is asking for Trent. Trend avoid करना, because चंपा जी overall it's trading below all its key moving averages. ADX भी rising mode में जो indicate कर रहा है कि bearish trend काफी strong है. अवॉइड ट्रेंड चंपा जी, बिकॉज ट्रेंड बॉटम फिशिंग जैसे हो जाएगा जब तक इसका ट्रेंड इंप्रूव नहीं होता है, जब तक 20-day EMA के भी नीचे है. सो एज लॉन्ग एज इट इज बिलो 20-day EMA and as long as we don't see some good reversal signs, it's better to avoid trend. श्रवण जी इज आस्किंग फॉर कल्याण ज्वेलर्स. कल्याण ज्वेलर्स भी अवॉइड करना, बिकॉज भले ही हमें एक पुल बैक देखने को मिला है पिछले 2 दिन से, इट इज स्टिल बिलो ऑल इट्स की मूविंग एवरेजेस. RSI भी इंप्रूव होते हुए नजर आया है, बट इट्स मार्जिनली अबव 40, एंड ADX में भी अभी तक क्रॉसओवर नहीं मिला है. स्टिल DI माइनस इज अबाउट DI प्लस, सो अवॉइड कल्याण ज्वेलर्स ऑल्सो. थोड़ा और रिवर्सल साइंस चाहिए इसमें. गणेश जी आस्किंग फॉर एवरेस्ट. आई थिंक गणेश जी ने एक नया स्टॉक लेके आए हैं, एवरेस्ट ऑर्गेनिक्स. एवरेस्ट, this one is you're talking about, which is that stock, Everest Kanto, which is the stock here. I think you're talking about this stock, EKC. Looking at monthly, long term के लिए आप बोल रहे हो. एवरेस्ट कांटो सिलेंडर लिमिटेड. सी अभी फिलहाल के लिए कुछ, अगर हम मार्च से ही देखें, अप्रैल मार्च से ही देखें, तो कुछ मोमेंटम नहीं है इस स्टॉक पे. सो आई वुड से जब तक आपको 156 160 के ऊपर ब्रेकआउट नहीं मिलता है, तब तक इट्स बेटर टू अवॉइड. डाउन साइड में एक 115 110 का एक स्ट्रॉन्ग सपोर्ट है, बट फिलहाल के लिए कुछ मोमेंटम नहीं है इस स्टॉक में. So if you ask me, I think it's better to avoid. अभी के लिए avoid, but we'll have to wait and watch. KEI current levels में अगर हम बात करें, KEI is good. Last 2 days it's been consolidating around its 50-day EMA. Yes RDG, but I think ये देखो ये 4 दिन at least ये कंसोलिडेशन रेंज से ब्रेकआउट होके ऊपर आना चाहिए. एटलीस्ट वी नीड अ ब्रेकआउट अबाउट 4070 4090. इसके ऊपर अगर हमें ब्रेकआउट मिलता है, इफ वी गेट अ स्ट्रॉन्ग बुलिश कैंडल, स्ट्रॉन्ग फॉलो थ्रू मूव, जो ये पिछले 3 दिन के हाई के ऊपर क्लोज मिला, आई थिंक देन द ट्रेंड कैन टर्न पॉजिटिव. फिलहाल के लिए आई वुड से इट इज स्टिल साइडवेज, but if it breaks below 50 EMA, it's avoid. I think the next support is at around 100-day EMA, which is at around 3865 3900. Power India, I think a high price stock है, if I'm not wrong. Hitachi ना, हाँ 18,000, राइट. सो हिताची, सी आई थिंक थोड़ा सा ट्रेंड इसका डाउन है, लोअर हाई फॉर्मेशन से मूव हो रहा है यहाँ पे, and it's below its 100-day EMA as well. So as long as it doesn't go move above 1900 1910, I think it's better to avoid. थोड़ा सा इसमें प्रॉफिट बुकिंग चल रहा है, so better to avoid at the current levels. Pritam ji is asking for BSAF. BSAF again a strong support around 4400 4410, but ये pullback फर्स्ट टिक है प्रीतम जी. आई थिंक ये टू अर्ली टू कॉल इट एज अ ट्रेंड रिवर्सल, बिकॉज मेजरली अगर हम देखेंगे तो ट्रेंड डाउन ही रहा है, तो हो सकता है शायद हमें थोड़ा सा थ्रोबैक मिले और फिर से प्राइस ऊपर जाए. वेट फॉर सम थ्रोबैक्स, बिकॉज ऑलरेडी अगर आप देखोगे परसों 4% और आज नियरली अबाउट 1.8, सो रफली अराउंड 6-7% भाग गया है 2 दिन से. सो वेट फॉर सम थ्रोबैक. और आज भी अगर आप देखोगे हाई लेवल से थोड़ा प्रॉफिट बुकिंग आया है, सो इतना स्ट्रॉन्ग ट्रेंड बनते हुए नजर नहीं आ रहा है. सो इट्स वेट एंड वॉच, विल रिविजिट द स्टॉक अगेन. अभी के लिए इट्स अवॉइड. Cummins I saw in the morning, but again see the overall trend is positive. I think अगर हम देखेंगे तो एक अच्छा engulfing candle भी बन रहा है. There is a green candle that is almost engulfing the body of the red candle here, but any strong follow through buying can lead to again price moving up higher. फिर से आपको कंटिन्यू हो सकता है. आई थिंक 3965 where the 20-day EMA is. Any move above that can lead to Cummins moving again. The overall broader trend is intact. I think the broader trend is still positive. Thermax Limited avoid. Already a downtrend में ही है, and it is also below its prior swing low, which is around that 3150 zone, and it's consolidating here. No momentum, no strong buying in this counter. So any move below 3120 can lead to price moving down further. I think इसका एक major support देखोगे around 2980 3000 के आसपास है. So हो सकता है the fall can extend even higher, even further. So on the technical basis पे I think it's better to avoid no reversal signs yet. प्रीतम जी आस्किंग फॉर बीएससी फिलहाल के लिए अवॉइड करना बिकॉज अभी वो आप देखोगे वो 200 डीएमए को चिपक के ट्रेड कर रहा है 6-7 दिन से अगर हम देखेंगे it's below its 200 day EMA and it's consolidating in that range 2120 on the higher side and around 2030 on the lower side here. If it breaks below 230, chances are that it can move down even further. I think it can move towards 1920 where the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement is of its prior up move. But if it moves about 2130 एक strong candles मिलता है followed by 2155 जहाँ पे उसका 20 day EMA है, आई थिंक इसके ऊपर जाता है, आई थिंक देन चांसेस आर दैट थोड़ा इंप्रूवमेंट नजर आ सकता है, बट फिलहाल के लिए अवॉइड करना, ये काउंटर में बिल्कुल मोमेंटम नहीं है. सो 2130 ऑन द डाउन साइड, 2150 on the upside, those are the levels that you can keep a track on. Power India, I think you can do that, Sachin ji. I think that is one good option. Maybe deep OTMs is something that you can look at. Because I feel as long as 19,880, 19,900 is not taken out, the price is not likely to move higher. Lakshmi ji is asking for Geo Finance. Geo Finance, it dropped below its 200-day EMA, but it has held on. But again, there is no momentum in this counter. So very important for Geo Finance to hold about 290. अगर ये 290 होल्ड करता है तो चांसेस आर दैट वी कैन एक्सपेक्ट सम रिकवरी, बट एनी मूव बिलो 290 कैन लीड टू प्राइस मूविंग डाउन फर्दर. बट अवॉइड फ्रेश एंट्री इन जियो फाइनेंस. चार्ट स्ट्रक्चर इतना स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं नजर आ रहा है बिकॉज प्राइस भी अगर हम देखेंगे तो एक लोअर हाई फॉर्मेशन से चल रहा है, जो थोड़ा सा प्रॉफिट बुकिंग इंडिकेट कर रहा है एट द करंट लेवल. सो अवॉइड. Orion Pro, right? Yeah, so if you look at Orion Pro, चंपा जी नहीं, आई थिंक आज आप सब बेरिश स्टॉक्स मुझे दिखा रहे हो. So even Orion Pro is down है, देखो एकदम से सारे मूविंग एवरेजेस के नीचे है. आरएसआई भी देखो कहाँ पे है, 31 पे है. ADX भी look at where ADX is. ADX is also at around 42. अभी तो आप चार्ट देख के बोल सकते हो कि ये इसको बिल्कुल अवॉइड ही करना चाहिए. आई थिंक बॉटम फिशिंग भी जब तक इसमें रिवर्सल साइंस नहीं आता है, इट्स बेटर टू अवॉइड चंपा जी, बिकॉज ये स्टॉक सब डाउन ट्रेंड में है. And it's like if we enter now, it's like we'll be catching a falling knife, या इसमें ऐसे बॉटम फिशिंग करके हम फंस जाएंगे. सो इट्स बेटर टू अवॉइड स्टॉक्स. एटलीस्ट आपका फर्स्ट कंडीशन तो ये ना चाहिए कि ट्रेंड अप होना चाहिए. इफ यू आर लुकिंग फॉर बाइंग एनीथिंग, एटलीस्ट इट शुड बी अबव, एटलीस्ट अबव ऑफ इट्स 20 and 50 day EMAs. RSI थोड़ा इंप्रूविंग होना चाहिए. These are the basic checks that even you can do at your end. But if the stock is way below all its key moving averages, then it's better to avoid. Because पता नहीं जब तक रिवर्सल साइन नहीं आता तब हम बोल नहीं सकते कि क्या होगा आगे जाके. हिताची किस आप, I think maybe you can look at 18,000 will be too, मतलब काफी पास वाला हो जाएगा. मे बी अराउंड 18,500, 19,000 is the strike price that you can look at, Sachin ji इसमें. But I'm not sure whether liquidity है कि नहीं, वो एक बार चेक कर लेना इसमें. ठीक है. I think Selvam ji is asking for IMCO Helicon again. See, it's down, it's below its all its key moving averages. So any move below 1705, 1700 is likely to lead to price moving down even further. I think 1700 hold kiya to it's good. Below 1700 chances are that it can fall. But there is one gap that is around 2000 to around 1960. But for that, the price needs to move above 1960. So I think avoid Helicon for now as well. Vedanta is good. So like I said, all the metal stocks are doing well. So Vedanta can do well with around 450, 455 is a good support for Vedanta. I think any move from the current levels is likely to be positive. So Vedanta is good. If you look at Accum's drug, see, pharma overall, Shami ji underperform कर रहा है. So avoid pharma, IT, realty, media, all these sectors right now downtrend में है. So it's better to avoid these sectors currently. And also it is below its 20 EMA. काफी downtrend में भी है. RSI भी देखो 40 के नीचे है. DI minus can cross over DI plus now. So all in all, the trend is looking negative. If you're already holding at 450, then maybe you can have a tight stop loss of 440. So 440 is where the support is. So any break below 440 can lead to price moving down further. Okay, so I guess that's all from today's session, guys. So that was the 100th mid-market session today. And hopefully we'll get to celebrate more such milestones like this going forward. So hopefully we can be together even when we are doing 200, 300, 400 and 500 and so on. And hopefully I'll get to meet you guys soon, especially if I'm coming to your city for a seminar. And if you are an SBI customer, if you use SBI Securities app, uh, we do conduct seminars as well. So if at all, if I'm coming to your city, I'll do let you all know. We can definitely we can meet in person. Data patterns you can look to hold now, because data patterns फिलहाल के लिए आप इसको होल्ड करना विथ अराउंड 2550 का सपोर्ट लेके आप होल्ड करना यहाँ पे. मूर्ति जी, फॉर दैट यू नीड टू कॉन्टैक्ट योर रिलेशनशिप मैनेजर if there is any change in SBI brokerage plans. I think they'll be a better one to guide you. Union Bank is good, Lakshmi ji. Like I said, PSU banks are doing well, so you can hold on to Union Bank. Union Bank is good as well. I think around 134 का SL रख के आप होल्ड कर सकते हो. ठीक है, श्योर. इफ आई एम कमिंग टू योर सिटी, पुणे और एनी अदर सिटी, आई डू लेट यू नो गाइस. फिलहाल के लिए तो वी विल कीप मीटिंग फॉर आवर मिड मार्केट सेशंस. So that's all from today's session. So this was the last session for this week, and I'll meet you again on Monday. So Monday we have 2 webinars. One will be the mid market session at 12:30, and I'm also doing a session on Strategy Builder, the new feature that is there on the SBI Securities app. That will happen somewhere between 2:30 to 3 p.m. on Monday, and we'll meet at 12:30 for the mid market session. And a happy weekend to everyone, and I'll see you guys on Monday at 12:30. Bye guys, take care and stay safe. Take care guys.